All right, so Dine Simin Kuf Mem Tes Din Dini Birchas Hamazon Ben Esuin V'Mitzvah Simchas Chasen V'Kala. See that? We got a wedding tomorrow night, and then that's what we have. So, this is the dinim of it's common questions that get asked about making Sheva brachas, etc., etc. So, Kodim Aleph, yeah, Kodim Birchas Hamazon Basara. Before you say Birchas Hamazon with 10 people, Amar Mavarach Devai Haser, which means throw away the pain, remove the pain, the gam charain, and also anger. And you add in the words shasimcha b'mayna. Some say shachana mishaloi, meaning shasimcha b'mayna v'shachana mishaloi, or b'loy vav v'loy v'shachana mishaloi, meaning some say it without the vav, say it with the vav. Ba'achar birchas hamazon lekech kais beis va'aymer olav shisha brachas. You take the second kais and you say the 6 brachas. Now here it sounds like you should not pour the kais for Sheva brachas until after birchas hamazon. Most have the meaning that you pour both kaises right at the beginning. The type shaloi lamalas is a kais l'shisha brachas al acher birchas hamazon. Right, it's better that you shouldn't do it till after birchas hamazon. I have no idea how we get around this halacha, but we have to be careful that men and women should not eat in the same room. If they sit in the same room, you can't say shasimcha b'mayna. Because it can't be simcha when the Yitzhar is shalit. So I mean, most
while they're eating the whole time.
Yeah, meaning the Sheva brachas. First, forget about mixed eating. Forget it. That's for sure. You can't say shasimcha b'mayna, right? But even if it's I think it's even if it's separate seating, as long as they're in the same room, he says you're not allowed to say simcha b'mayna because there's no simcha there because of the Yitzhara.
Have you ever been to a Sheva brachas where they have completely separate?
Sure, most of my family's Sheva brachas are separate, but we sit in the same room without a mechitza.
Sitting in the same room.
You're
still sitting in the same room and eating separate seating.
Yes, right, but it's a problem according to the Kitzur. I mean, it's not only the Kitzur, but that's who the Kitzur is going with. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Sitting in the same room, eating, I've always seen separate seating, yes. But sitting in the same room, it's always.
Yeah. No, because if you go to mechitza, it's considered a different room. Fine. Bachar shenasa b'sulay almana. If you have a single guy marrying another single girl or a widow, v'china alman, or a widower, shenasa b'sula, meaning as long as one of them is the first time being married, mavarchen kain b'sula serishayna sha'achar asun. That's the way we bench the way he just said for the first meal after the wedding. Even if they're like we have a lot of times now, like the chuppahs are before shkia and the meal is after shkia. Even in the next day. Meaning, meaning this is even without panam chadashes, because the first suda is like panam chadashes. But after the first meal, zayin, Yemei Mishta and the whole Shiva Bo Panam Chadashas Mavarchin Kain. If you have Panam Chadashas, then you say the Sheva brachas. If not, then you don't. Gimel Okashein Panam Chadashas, and when there's no Panam Chadashas, Im Sayadim Im Achasan Anashim Shenim Bnei Beisai. So if there are people that are not from the immediate family of the Chasan, Machos Simchas Mereus, Ein Aimrim Devai Aser. I'm sorry. If there are people from the family, I'm sorry. Okay. If eating together with the chassan are people that are not part of his family because of the happiness of the friendship, you don't say devai, which we say by a bris. We don't do this, obviously. And he says Asara, you don't need 10. You can do it even with 3. But if it's only with b'nei beisa, you don't say anything. Right? So this devai aser it seems like you don't say it when there's a lot of happiness, which is why many people have the minig not to say Devai Hoser on Shabbos. On Shabbos Shavuos, you don't say Devai Hoser. Fine, Dalet Alman Shenas Almana. So this is therefore it's a second wedding for both of them. And if they eat it the day of the marriage, even though the Suda gets pulled the whole night, meaning it gets extended till the night. But if they didn't eat the meal until the Laila, meaning they didn't start the meal till the night, if there's people sitting there and eating because they're feeling friendship, same thing with the Sudas of the first 3 days. As far as I know, I think the meaning nowadays is they do not make Sheva Brachas for 3 days. Hey, Panam Chadashas Mikri, what is Panam Chadashas? Right? Meaning to allow the Sheva Brachas to be made in Balasham Adam Machmas Simchus Mereus. So if the person comes there because of the happiness and they want to make the meal even more because they want to share it with his friend who wasn't there until now, then even if he doesn't eat, as long as he's there, that's enough. Which is interesting because a lot of times in restaurants you have Sheva Brachas and they forget to invite Panach Hadash, so they just ask somebody from the restaurant to come join. Hard to say that that's called to invite a stranger or a waiter or a maitre d'. It's very hard to say that that's called Simchas Mereus. Anyways, okay, but Shabbos Yom Tov Rishon v'Sheni Havi Kapanach Hadashas. Shabbos and Yom Tov Rishon and Sheni is Panach Hadashas. V'Tafka Sudas Laila Sudas Shachris. It's Tafka Sudas Laila Sudas Shachris. Sudas Shlishis Lo Havi Panach Hadashas. Sudas Shlishis is not a Panach Hadashas. Elem a Chasen Dairish unless the Chasen says a drasha. Okay. Let's say somebody invites the chassan and kala to eat there. All right. So if they have their own room to eat, that they could be alone and be happy, that's considered their chuppah. And you can make Sheva Brachas there. And if not, you don't even make Ashabara. And not even a simcha b'monei. And but Lamaisa, we don't do this. Meaning, anytime they come, even if they don't have their own room, if you have a meal together with them, then you make Sheva Brachas. B'nei chuppah that are split into many chaburas. Even if the doors, they had separate rooms. You can make these brachas of Sheva Brachas, since they're eating from a suda that was made for the chuppah. But the waiters who are eating after suda nesuin, they don't make these brachas. If a guy is remarrying his own wife, he doesn't say Shasim Chamane, but Suda Rishayna, but Yamin Nesuin, Imrim Sheva Brachas, but the first Suda of the Nesuin that you say Sheva Brachas, like we said before, we don't do it, even though theoretically, that's Machzor Grushasa. We said we don't even do it even with any second marriage. Test mitzvah l'sameach chasam v'kala. It's a mitzvah to make them happy. L'raki l'fanea, and to dance in front of her. It doesn't say to dance in front of the chassan. It says to dance in front of her. I still don't, and I don't know if I ever will understand the concept of what's so happy about dancing. Okay, v'loimer she'inov v'chasuda, and to say that she's beautiful, and chasuda miloshen v'tisachen v'chesed l'fanav. Tzilus Rabbi Yehuda bar Eloi hayamarake l'fnei akala. Rabbi Yehuda bar Eloi dance in front of the kala. Yud also l'stakel b'kala. It is also to stare at the kala. Avamutal l'stakel b'tachshitin. You're allowed to stare at her jewelry. Shaleo, that's on her with Priyas Raisha, and at her hair that's uncovered. Which is an interesting thing because most places can hold she has to cover the hair. So I don't know, it's mashma like that he holds you don't have to. And some are noyeg that if the kala was a nida when she was married, after that on the leil tefillah, they make a suda and they invite other people He says, that's not proper. V'yesh levatel minig zeh, shum tznius. He's been mevatel because of tznius. Ach, im oisen k'tzas suda l'anshei abayis. If they make a little bit of a suda for the people from the household, v'ayim shasim chumona ein limchos. Aval shavrach is also levarich rak ba'ifin shenisbar le'el, only if it's in a situation that we say before. Can we maybe do the second night now? Because tomorrow night might be hard for me to do double. Let me just stop here. Everybody should have a fine night and